I don't know, dude. Like I'm literally just using a white t-shirt as like a fill on like the back of my like chair that I edit at my desk. That's how like budget this thing is and how low key I just want to keep it. Honestly. Just like white t-shirt. Like I have a light, but like that in the window, so much easier. Hello and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time watching this channel. Really glad you're here. Appreciate you taking the time. Firstly, I just want to show some appreciation and thank the people that reached out on the last video. I know it's a little bit different to recent videos on shooting film or travel. I thought it might be worthwhile having a video out there that's a bit more personal. It's a bit more about my story or my journey. So I really appreciate people that watched it, sent me a DM, wrote a comment, subscribed off of that. I had some really encouraging responses, and it's really it's really great feedback to know that I'm kind of doing something that people are interested in or people can relate to. So thank you. I think that YouTube can be a really impersonal platform, especially for guys. I know boys kind of just want to come in, watch a video on whatever and get out. But I think there's a lot of value in if you can come to a YouTube channel or come to whatever it is that you go to and know and feel like there's somebody actually there. There's so many tutorial channels and like gear review channels that are just so impersonal, and I'm way more interested in that person. I'm way more interested in what you're doing rather than like reviewing the latest Sony camera. Like I can look that up. I'm not saying that there's not a place for that kind of thing. I just think there's more to people than that, and I want to see that more, and so I want to try to put that out there. Anyway, if you missed it, you can go back and check out the welcome to the channel video. Appreciate it. For today's video, we're jumping into the next installment of my experience in Europe this past July. I have no idea how I'm going to get all this done in one video because there's just so much, but we'll see. I know that Paris one was a bit long, and I had a little bit of feedback about that. If you felt that it was too long, let me know, or if you liked the length, let me know. It's really helpful. But at the end of the day, these videos about my travel are really just for me and a fun way to document my experiences. So anyway, let's get into it. In the last video, I filmed this outside because it was nice weather. Not today. My friend Mitch and I went to Paris and then we went to Switzerland, and I think I'll do a separate video on that. But from Basel in Switzerland, we flew to Sicily, and that flight was sketchy for everyone. We were seated about 3 rows away from each other, so we got split up with 3 rows. Mitch was 3 rows behind me and across the aisle in the next aisle over. And there was this big shock in the airplane. Everyone freaked out. All the kids just started crying. I turned my head, we lock eyes, and we're like, it's going down, but it's fine. It was okay. Anyway, we landed at Catania Airport, which is the airport on the east coast of Sicily. We grab a slice of pizza and jump on the train down to Syracuse, which is about an hour out from Catania on the train. I don't remember how many days we spent there. I think we just had a great time, and I just wrote one big entry for my stay in Sicily. Until this point, I was kind of writing something every day or like every morning or every evening, just to keep on top of it. But I think for Sicily, we just crammed a lot into a few days, and I just wanted to enjoy it and not worry about keeping a record of it as much this time. I think that's fine to do. I mean, it's my holiday. I'm going to do what I want. We arrive in Syracuse pretty late. We have dinner at like 9:30 or something. After that, we were pretty keen to just turn in and go to bed. It was about 10:30 or 11 by the time we finished having dinner and had a little explore around our immediate area. Found our Airbnb. I set my alarm for sunrise because I was keen to do a photo walk first thing in the morning and just explore around. Didn't quite go down that way. I got up at like 7 or 7:30. Went for a walk. It was still really nice light. Was still very happy with it, but the sun was already quite high up. and it was really, really hot first thing in the morning. I was determined to explore and look around and catch some nice light, so I took my M4 on a little walk. Again, I guess people don't really get up till later in the day. It was kind of funny at this time of the morning. I was just walking around and everyone has their windows open because it's nice and warm at night. The streets are all really narrow there, and I could hear people snoring from where I was walking around, and it was, I don't know, it was pretty funny. I thought I imagined it at first, but it turned out to be real. Also lots of cats in Ortigia. I don't know if they're people's pets or if they're strays or whatever, but they're everywhere. And also lots of succulents. Can't turn a corner without seeing a cactus in Ortigia or Sicily. I liked it. After this, I came back to the Airbnb. I woke Mitch up, or he was awake, or something like that. We walked around for a bit and explored. We found this stand for a Syracuse boat tour. Now, I've seen and heard things about boat tours, and they can sometimes go wrong, but for like 10 euros, what could go wrong? So we signed ourselves up, and Captain Santa de Sicilia at the helm, we take off for an hour on the Mediterranean Sea around the whole island of Ortigia. It was really beautiful, lovely, crazy cave and rock formations around the whole coast of Ortigia. I didn't understand a word he was saying, so there was a young family on the boat with us, and they were kind of translating for us, but anyway, it was funny. It was exactly like you'd imagine. Lots of yelling, lots of laughing, lots of like visually observable white confusion. We're just like, haha, yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Anyway, about halfway into this boat trip, they stop for a bit, and they give us like 10 or 20 minutes to just jump off the boat, have a swim in the water, and it's so nice. It's the warmest water I've ever been in. Mitch was ecstatic to be in the ocean because he's been in Switzerland for a year and will be there for another year, so he's got limited access to saltwater beaches. And it was super refreshing. Being winter in Australia, I was pretty stoked to be out in the sun, in the water. So 10 euros well spent, and we didn't get sold to human trafficking, so it's all a win. Of course, after this, it was time to eat. What I'd been holding out for was brioche congelato, which I have heard a little bit about, and if you've seen me in person since I've been back, I will have told you about it. As far as I'm concerned, this is now the only way that I would like to eat gelato. It is 3 scoops of gelato inside a brioche bun, and it's the best thing I've ever heard of or had. I feel like a little kid. I had like the place that we were going to get one from picked since like I booked Airbnb in Syracuse. I looked it up, I looked up the best place to get it from, and we went there, and it was this little gelato shop, as you can imagine. I don't know what else to say. It was excellent. And I know what you're thinking. Bread and ice cream? It's a weird combo. You don't know what you're talking about. In the afternoon, we take a 20-minute train ride south down to a place called
Fontane Bianche,
which is a white sand beach that goes for like 1.5 kilometers. It's a really long beach down south of Syracuse. And we go down there just to have a proper swim, because we were like, you know what, maybe 20 minutes in the water wasn't quite enough for us on this particular day, so we decided to go for another little beach trip. So we get down there, suss the place out. We walk around for about half an hour, having a swim, checking the place out, taking pictures, and then your boy realizes that didn't load the film into the camera. So I panicked and then got over it, and then I just said, I'll just go and redo them again because I don't mind. So I loaded up for real this time and went and repeated some of the images that I took. There's this weird rock formation there, and there was heaps of kids and adults like getting their hands on it, and it's like this, it's like a clay rock, and they were just rubbing it all over their bodies. So that's what this picture is. They're just putting it on their faces or like all over their body. There was one kid that just fully covered their torso. I thought it was hilarious and just had to get this photo down from over the headland. This is probably one of the best days of the trip. Just spending most of the day out in the sun, enjoying natural beauty, as well as getting zipped around a little boat by Santa Claus. We just had a great day, relaxing under the sun, eating great food, chilling on the beach. It was a really nice day. We head back up to Syracuse, where we're staying, just to chill out for an hour or two before going to find dinner. Before we go get dinner, we go down to like the docks area where the cruise boats and like the big yachts go off from. Yeah, and we just went down there to see the sunset and took some cute little bromance photos. As you can see, after dinner it's a lot darker. We walk around. Mitch is hankering for cannoli, so we go find a cannoli. Did not disappoint. Pistachio cannoli in Sicily is like unreal. So it was getting pretty late and pretty dark, but we still had a buzz from being excited about cannoli, I guess. So we decided to go get a beer at a pub and just sat there for like a couple of hours until probably 1 or 1:30 in the morning, just chatting about life and faith and our relationships and I don't know, all sorts of stuff. And that's what I really like about these holidays when you go with somebody, is not just like going and doing stuff and like having fun, going to the beach and swimming or whatever, but like sitting down, just chatting, being honest. Like that's what I really want out of a holiday like this. I would trade a lot of beach days to have a great evening and just chat about real life stuff. And so that was probably one of the highlights. And yeah, it's moments like these that I love and make a trip worthwhile. Having a real moment to connect with old friends can be unreal and super valuable. I think Syracuse as a whole was one of the more beautiful places to be and one of the most memorable experiences for all of these things that I've listed. It's definitely where I shot the most film. I put through like 5 or 6 rolls in 2 days, and that's quite a lot for me. But there was just so much to see and love and things I wanted to remember. So it was well worth the investment, and it is an investment these days to shoot film. I think this one is probably a standout image for me. This is from the M4. It's one of the big rock formations. It's just the side of the island from like the ocean view in Syracuse. From the boat, I just love how these colors on film have rendered and how it looks, how it feels. It's got a nice warmth to it, and is a nice landscape, a nice reminder of my time on the boat. So thank you so much for watching with me. I know these ones are a bit longer, but I really love doing them and just being able to keep a record of my experience in Europe. I have more to talk about in my visit in Sicily. We went to Catania and Taormina, which is another beautiful beach an hour north of Syracuse. But I think to cram that all in here would just be too long, and I'm already a bit sick of talking. So I might do another short one on Sicily later on. As usual, if you are new or decide to subscribe, I would love to hear from you in the comments or in my DMs on Instagram. You are most welcome to reach out. Yeah, if you do decide to subscribe, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much that you would spend your time with me watching these long ass videos. Again, I appreciate your time and love to see you here. Please give this video an upvote if you like the work I'm doing, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much.